Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back here for an exit interview here on Thursday morning to talk to the latest player voted out of the game, the person who got voted out at Mergatory, and that person is Charity. And Charity will join me here in just a moment for the exit interview. We'll get into everything with Charity. Wanted to give you the chance to bounce out of here if you had not yet watched the episode. Of course, I love to read your feedback here in the comments, and we appreciate all the thumbs up that the RHAP fans get when they watch along with the interview. So hope you enjoy it. Be sure to check out Christian Hubicki on the podcast later on today, and then my Survivor Know-It-Alls with Stephen Fishback with a brand new fishy intro. That's all here at watchrhap.com. Enjoy my interview with Charity. Hey, Charity, what's going on? Rob Cesternino here. And Charity, sad to see you go. It seemed like that you couldn't really get your footing with this group. What's going on?
I have no idea. I think I'm great. No, it's interesting to watch the show back because the realities are different. The reality of watching the show and the reality of living the show feel like two different things sometimes. But I went on the show and thought I was going to crush it. I thought I was going to win, and turns out I didn't, but I had a freaking blast. I had the best time that I've ever had in my whole life.
Well, I'm happy to hear you say that because so many of us saw you in the preseason and felt like, okay, well, watch out for Charity. This is a very popular winner pick. A lot of people thought that you were just going to knock it out of the park, but it just seems like that it really didn't gel with the people that you were with. Do you think it was just a tribe fit?
I don't think it's that I didn't gel with them. Because if you see the clips, it is, I mean, there are a lot of clips of like, don't trust Charity, she's playing so hard, blah, blah, blah. But where are all of those clips where I'm doing things that are untrustworthy and where I'm playing really hard? And so I do think that, a huge part of what kind of created that story is that I went to Kamilla and was like, you realize we're on the bottom of this tribe, right? Like, it's you and I. If we go to tribal, you or I are getting voted out. And kind of revealing that to Kamilla, bad on me, wrong choice, Charity, because if it was the other way around, the way that Kamilla played it was beautiful. Very smart on her part, absolutely great gameplay. Don't hold it against her. But that was kind of the start of like, okay, well, if Charity thinks we're on the bottom, I'm going to put her below me so I'm not on the bottom. And I think that's kind of what started everything. And then also me just kind of questioning when Kyle came back. I was like, okay, I've never met Kyle, so I can't determine if he's telling the truth or lying. I'm not just going to say, yeah, I think he's telling the truth because I don't know him yet. And so I'm a type of person where I'm not going to accuse you of lying, but I am going to go down every avenue so I can think about it in my head and figure out kind of, all right, where do my opinions lie in this? And I was the only person who was just going, okay, well, we have Kyle, who's like incredibly strong, incredibly athletic, incredibly handsome. Not that that matters, but we have him, and you're telling me he lost to a guy with one arm? And also, I've never seen glass used on the beach in Survivor unless it's a timer. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of questioning. I wasn't accusing. I just wanted to go, what are all of the possibilities here? And I think that got me into some trouble real quick with Kamilla, and she played it beautifully.
Okay. Last night, going into that tribal council, what were you expecting to have happen? Who did you think was voting with you?
To be honest, it was so chaotic on that beach. I had no idea who was voting with me. I was hoping all of Siva would vote with me. But I had no clue. I had zero clue. And before we left for tribal, I had a feeling, I was originally going to leave my shoes to dry. They're very expensive. They served me well out there, and I was going to leave them to dry. And there was just a moment, where I just felt the energy and I went, I'm going to bring my shoes with me. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Did you think about playing your shot in the dark?
I blacked out. I'm going to be so real. Tribal is such a wild experience. And I'm also just like, I'm terrified, anxiety ridden, because I'm like, I could be the one going home. And also I'm living this incredible dream that I want to like be here and be present. And I'm so excited that it was a full blackout moment for me. I did not even think to play my shot in the dark, which I'm like, Charity, don't
Yeah.
be a ding dong. But it's okay. It worked out the way that it was supposed to, and my gratefulness does not change. I am so grateful whether I would have been first voted out or won the game. Obviously, I would have wanted to win the game.
Yeah.
I went on Survivor not to lose, but the gratefulness does not change in me. I was so grateful to be
Yeah.
there. And
I get that from you. I know you're a big fan. I know you waited a long time to come out here and play. Now, did you just get vibes that maybe something was off, or did you actually hear your name from people? Were you expecting to get votes?
I did not hear my name, but there was right before we were supposed to leave for tribal. I kind of like came up on Kyle, Kamilla, and someone else who I can't remember. Um, they were all like kind of walking from the water well talking. And I kind of came up like almost to where I could tell like I surprised met them. And when Kyle looked up at me, he looked me in the eyes and I could just see it on his face. And that's when I went and got my shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Charity, I want to ask you about a few different things. And I feel like from your perspective, maybe you might feel like, hey, am I being gaslit here? Am I feeling like that? Are people making me feel like I'm crazy when maybe it's you all who are crazy?
Yeah.
You watched Star give her idol to Eva. And you're like, hey, well, we know Eva's got a very close ally. Now she has an idol. You all are okay with this?
Yeah, I was not psyched on how that turned out. The truth of it is that when I got to the Loggy Beach, Star turned to me immediately privately and was like, I have the advantage. I want to work with you. I think you're trustworthy. So I had the advantage in my bag for 4 days. I didn't want to open it for her because if we went to tribal council, that's an easy vote of she has an advantage. She didn't tell you all. I've got it. We can keep it for whoever or whatever. And she has no vote.
Yeah.
I knew it was an option that she would just freely give it. Yeah, I would have opened it up. Are you kidding me? But I
Finders
don't.
keepers, Star says.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Even to this moment, it's Star's idol. Um, if you help someone open it and then you guys want to like maybe try to use it together, but the way that I see it, that's Star's idol.
Yeah.
She
So
found it. Someone helped her open it, but it's hers.
do you feel
But
it's
everything is away, so good for her.
yeah,
Whatever.
do you feel like it's a rules issue? Do you feel like that Star shouldn't be allowed to give her idol to Eva, that she's the
No.
one who found it?
No, I think that she should be allowed to give it away, but I also think that there was more that went into that. It wasn't, yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't just immediately given away like that.
Okay.
There's
Well,
some factors playing there for sure.
do you think that there's other factors that you can talk about? Okay. All right. I respect that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about, I know you came into this game, you said, look, Russell Hantz is a great player. I don't know if you said he was the GOAT. You said, we need to bring villains back to Survivor. But I'm watching this show and I see all these folks talking about, hey, we need to bring honor back. We need to bring integrity back to Survivor.
It's giving Coach and Brandon season.
What's up with that?
No, that's great. And I'm all for that as well. I mean, relatively, I was pretty honest with the people I trusted out there, but also I'm like, it's annoying because I'm like, that's not how you can't play the whole game like that. And I'm like, David, what are you talking about honor and integrity? You lied to my face the entire game, bud. Like, what are you talking? It's all up here for you. Okay. At least I'm realistic about it. Again, just being myself, I'm being honest and real. Like, that's not honor and integrity. Like, okay, you guys can say that, but you have to lie to someone to vote them out, you know?
And do you feel like that it was a little hypocritical that for honor, as Jeff pointed out, hey, okay, said the guy who hasn't been to tribal council yet, do you feel like the people lied to you who talked about honor and integrity?
Yeah, David. I mean, it's okay though. That is the game. And it's like inside of the game, yeah, that sucks. Outside of the game, that's just a game,
Yeah.
So outside of it, it's like, okay, it stings a little bit, but also you have to have enough um sense to go, okay, this isn't real life out here. David's not lying to me in real life. And if he wants to, then kick bricks. You don't need to be in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Charity, I know you do fitness coaching and you work with lots of people, helping them. Have you been advising people to be drinking more milk?
Absolutely not. 100% no. Super
No?
bad for your you know that like 65% of people are lactose intolerant and don't even know it.
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
I don't want to talk about milk ever again. I just want to mention or point out, I am the person who spent the most time with David.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got to give me a break here with the eye rolls. I heard so much about milk that I never want to hear about it again.
Well, listen, we saw your confessionals about David. You got to
Yeah.
then, when you watched the show, hear what he was saying about you. Was there anything eye opening about how David was perceiving you?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, Charity, you look like a ding dong. You had no idea, which I did not. Um, to me, I was super honest with David and I was like, you remind me of my annoying big brothers, and it's kind of the same vibe out here together. Love ya, but you're kind of annoying. Which in real life, absolutely adore him. He's a wonderful human. But it was kind of just that thing of like, I don't really necessarily like love working with this person, but I'm stuck out here with them. I spent the most time with them and I'd love to sit next to him at the end, you
Yeah.
know? And so I was super honest with David. I was like, I want you for a shield. Everybody's going to have eyes on you at the merge. And look, that gets you there. It gets me there. This is mutually beneficial for both of us. But he did not see it that way. And I wish he would have.
I want to go back to Star and Eva because we saw in the episode that you were talking about, hey, Eva has the idol, and then Star went back and ratted you out for talking about Eva. But did anybody ever go to Star and tell her that when you first got to the new tribe, that it was Eva who was the one who said, hey, Star, I'm giving her to you on a silver platter. That's the name.
I don't know. Well, actually, I mean, I'm trying to think about that. There's just so much that happened. You mean like did any of us tell Star like, "Hey, Eva wants you out?"
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't have to tell Star that because she already knew it. She was like, "I don't like Eva. We don't want to work together. I want you to help me with this advantage." So Star already knew that, so it wasn't anything that we had to tell her.
Yeah.
She knew it. Up
Now,
until she that's the thing about Star. She's so unpredictable. She flips in a second.
I
So
thought it was very interesting. So you ended up landing on the name Say, but Say was the probably the only other person who was really very willing to explore. Hey, if Eva has an idol, why aren't we going after Eva? Do you think that maybe there was a path to potentially for you and Star to work together?
100%. And then if either
Sorry,
one of us
You and Say to work together.
100% Say and I would have worked together if we would have been smart enough to recognize it. We definitely felt the energy out there of like kind of pitting us two against each other because in all reality, I think Say and I do have two very different approaches, but we do have similarities. We are both very strong, confident women who do not beat around the bush, just not who we are. And so there was a little bit of like you could feel us being pitted against each other, and also, you know, you heard me at Tribal go, there were people who never even approached me today or even like gave me the vibe they wanted to talk, and Say was one of them. Now, if we would have talked, it would have been over.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't.
Yeah. And Charlie, you and Mitch had such a close bond throughout the season. What was it about Mitch that you immediately knew that that was your person?
I'm gonna cry every time someone asks me this. I miss him. I love Mitch. Mitch is the salt of the earth. He is someone who is so strong, has overcome so much, yet has so much joy. And I recognized that immediately. And there was just an immediate connection between us and all the humble traits and stuff like that. It's like you guys got to see a second of that. Mitch and I laughed on the Siva Beach non-stop, like belly laughter, hardest times I've laughed in my life. And I am lucky enough that, yes, I did not win $1 million. That totally sucks. But I made a lifelong friend out there. And this is going to sound totally cheesy, worth more than $1 million.
Wow.
And I love him so much and I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. Charity, what else about your adventure do you think it's important for people to know about?
You know, I think it's important to know that, or I guess what I would like people to know is that I am not a fake person. Everything I did out there was incredibly genuine to who I am. I deeply care about people. There's a lot that isn't aired. And I do think, you know, it is a little frustrating to feel so misunderstood by the viewers of like, so hated by everybody and didn't gel with people. And I'm like, but there are no real clips of that. Like there's a lot of confessionals talking about that, but where are the clips of me doing those things? but that is Survivor. If you can plant a seed, you don't even need proof. You just have to plant the seed and people will start watering it. So, you know, all of my reactions, I know my face gives me away on that. That's a totally different issue, but I was very genuine out there, especially, you know, with Eva calling me fake. That stung because I was so genuine to her before she made any type of announcement that autism was even a factor.
Mhm.
Felt incredibly protective over her. She's young. She was having like a full breakdown on that table puzzle, and my heart went out to her. I'm a fitness coach. I love women. I work with them, and I went into coach mode just like Mary did. With you could kind of hear what she was saying too. So, yeah, I honestly, I probably need to reel it back of like, I'm a little too real and it gets me in trouble.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Well, Charity, very nice to talk to you, and hope you're doing well with the whole experience, and all the best outside the show. Okay.
Thank you so much,
All
Rob.
right.
It was so nice speaking with
Nice to
you.
talk to you too.
Look good.
Take care, Charity. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.